Number 18, Max Tomczak. Max is being escorted tonight by Ashley and Kevin Tomczak. Number 19, Camden Allred. Camden is being escorted by Jody and Trey Allred. Next, we have tonight's pitcher, number 20, Levi Brett. Levi is being escorted by Jamie and Josiah Brett. Last and certainly not least, number 4, Nathan Dippery. Nathan is being escorted by Jennifer Dippery. Please give the parents a round of hand for their support.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to another edition of New Waverly Bulldog Baseball. I'm Rob Pipp here on this terrific Tuesday, 23-3A, down to the final 3 games, and we're looking forward to a good one here tonight. Right back at home as New Waverly looks to rebound after dropping the last 2 to Onalaska, and it's going to be a tough task tonight. We got to be honest about it. Anderson-Shiro is here in the house, and we are almost set for baseball here tonight. Let me know that you're out there. Always love to hear from you. You can always message in on the Bulldog fan text line at 512-522-9105. Bulldogs again looking to rebound. Not an easy assignment here this evening. New Waverly opening a huge 2-game series against the Anderson-Shiro Fighting Owls. Only 3 games left in 23-3A in the regular season. Every inning matters right now. Starting tonight, every at-bat matters right now, and every mistake will be magnified right now here tonight. And as we are here on the air, the district race looks like this. Anderson-Shiro, a perfect 7-0 in 23-3A. Onalaska in second place at 6-1. New Waverly in that third spot at 5-2. And then you have Cold Spring at 3-4, with Trinity and Crockett both still looking for their first district win. For New Waverly, it's not just a game on the schedule. This is the start of a 2-game series that could reshape the top of district standings. And if you're New Waverly, the situation is pretty simple. You look at the tough losses to Onalaska, falling 10-0 on April the 7th and an 8-1 back here on Friday night. That ended a strong stretch where the Bulldogs had stacked up 5 straight district wins over Trinity, Crockett, and Cold Spring. And so tonight becomes about response. How do you answer after getting knocked back a little bit? And how do you answer when the best team in the district is standing in your dugout tonight? Let's talk about Anderson-Shiro. This team has earned that number 1 spot, 14-7-2 overall, 7-0 here in 23-3A. And they have been rolling through league play, opening with an 11-5 win over Onalaska, then sweeping Cold Spring 12-3 and 2-0, handing Trinity a 12-2 and 6-1 loss, and absolutely overwhelmed Crockett at 18-1 and 22-1 in their last 2 district games. And if you look at those district scores, Anderson-Shiro has outscored district opponents 83-13 so far. And friends, that'll tell you everything that you need to know. This club, they're not just out here winning games, they are controlling and dominating games, and it's putting pressure on teams offensively, and it's not giving much away on the mound or in the field. Anderson-Shiro, 7 straight district wins, as we mentioned, in 8 of its last 9 official games. The only non-win in that stretch, a 10-10 tie against Franklin in non-district play back on March the 21st. A club that is playing with confidence, rhythm, and momentum. So that is how things look. It is parent night. We had just a few of those parents a few moments ago. I had a chance to catch up with Max Tomczak. I call him Tomahawk Tomczak, the catcher for this team. And his dad, Kevin Tomczak, had a few words to share with me before we got underway. And we'll play that interview for you now. Here's Kevin Tomczak on parent night about the importance of this night and what it's like for him as a dad. Rob Hipp here, pregame fans in the stands, really fans on the field here with Kevin Tomczak. It's parent night here, and man, I call him Tomahawk Tomczak, the catcher for this team. Special night for you, man. I know a lot of other parents here, but just tell us how exciting it's been this year, man.
It's been a very exciting year so far. We've had some challenges. We lost 5 seniors, and we went 2 rounds in the playoffs last year, which was a big deal for the first time in a couple of years for us to get that deep. And now we got, big shoes to fill, and we got a young team that's been playing really well up until last week. We hit a little bump in the road last week against Onalaska. We're looking to rebound this week against our friendly rivals, Anderson-Shiro, but we're excited. Most of these kids have been together for a long time. We've known a lot of them most of their baseball careers, so it's excited to get started and get out there and see if we can get us a win.
Well, it's a special night. I'll let you go. Max is here. I know he's bringing a rose to your wife right now, but real quick before I go, just how special is it for you being a dad, seeing your son here and getting hugs from his mom, and it's an incredible night, isn't it?
It is. It's awesome. We've been coaching him. I've personally been coaching him since he was 4 years old, and it's great to sit back as a dad and not have to wear the coaching hat and watch him just go out there and do what he loves.
Awesome. Well, Kevin, we appreciate you, man, and thanks for all that you do for this team and for the kids.
Thank you, Rob.
All right, there he is, Kevin Tomczak, here on Parents Night. It's a fun night here as we'll get started in just a few moments. We'll take a quick break. More to come as we continue on. This is New Waverly Bulldog Baseball on SHN. About to get started here in just a few moments. Welcome in tonight as Coach Aaron Compton of the New Waverly Bulldogs, just meeting there at home plate with Anderson-Shiro's coach Robert Jackson. 10 years, 161 career wins for Coach Jackson, and Anderson-Shiro having a phenomenal season. New Waverly looking to spoil it here tonight, and we'll see if they can do that. Tonight's umpires out of the Tasso College Station region, and on the field will be Ryan Moreau, and at home plate tonight is Aaron Hicks. And so that is how things things are set up there for the officials tonight. We appreciate the umpires for being a part of this one, as they don't do it for the money, folks. They do it because of the love of the game. As we do get started here in just a few moments, a few clouds, 80 degrees here at Bulldog Baseball Park. It'll get down to 67, mostly cloudy here overnight. Rain not in the forecast. Wind was gusting about 24 earlier, but it has really died down now, and I don't know if wind will play much of a factor here in this ball game. We do look out to right center, though, and the United States flag continues to whip around in a little bit of that wind. So we'll see how it does play, but for the most part, I don't think it's going to be a huge factor here tonight. At Bulldog Baseball Park, the straightaway, don't have the numbers on that, but I can tell you at left it is at 310, and over at right 310 as well. So a good perpendicular baseball playing field tonight, and it will be a good one here for both of these teams. Again, New Waverly looking to rebound. Starting lineups are being called now by Coach Larry. We'll have those when they get at bat. I'll go ahead and turn it down to the PA as teams are lining up, and we'll have the national anthem here in just a few moments. This is New Waverly Bulldog Baseball on SHN. First pitch coming up here in just a few moments. Stay with us.
Shortstop, number 12, Jace Card. Batting third, the catcher, number 18, Max Tomczak. Playing first base, batting fourth, number 7, Jackson Hawthorne. In center field, batting fifth, number 6, Otto Weinman. In left field, batting sixth, number 1, Daniel Nixon. The DH tonight will be number 8, Colin Namkin. He will be batting for our starting pitcher, number 20, Levi Brett. In right field, wearing number 3, batting 8, Ryzen Munoz. Rounding out the starting lineup will be third baseman, number 11, Peyton Rayleigh. Tonight's subs, number 9, Trevor Tordesky, number 14, Ryan Sinnerson, number 13, Jace Wells, number 19, Camden Allred. This time we please ask that you rise and remove your cap for the national anthem.
Beautiful rendition of our country's national anthem. Always a big shout out to Coach Larry up here. Does an awesome job as the public address announcer and directing the music and so much more. Just so ingrained in this community and loves being here and loves the game. And again, we appreciate him for allowing us the privilege to be up here in the booth again tonight, as we've got a better angle here and it's a little bit better set up for us. And so I appreciate them being hospitable and allowing us to be up here. Ty Stutler on the camera tonight. Here's how it looks. Starting off for Anderson-Shiro, they will go with the center fielder, Kieran Gill, lead off. Number 7 at left field, batting second. Number 8, Jet Bay. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 3, Aiden Moyers. Cleaning up tonight, the right fielder, Davin Bialas. Number 1, Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 17, Logan Jackson, in the 6 hole. It's the third baseman, Dakota Wisniewski, number 12. And then to start the bottom of the order, the pitcher, number 5, Ty Stephan. The catcher, number 14, Leighton Bailey. And last, but certainly not least, for the Anderson-Shiro Fighting Owls, it's the second baseman, number 4, Hunter Heaton. To set up that New Waverly defense for you tonight, Levi Brett on the mound. He'll get the start tonight. The warm-up pitches right now being thrown to the catcher, Max Tomahawk Tomzak, down there. And boy, what a Bulldog he is for this team. Over at first base, as always, it's action, Jackson Hathorn. Colin Conover at second base tonight. Peyton Rayleigh will handle third. And over at shortstop, the battle-tested warrior, Jace Carr, playing short. And then from left to right, it's Daniel Nixon, Otto Wineland over at center field, and Ryzen Nunez at right. So from left to right, Nixon, Wineland, and Nunez. And we are set to start here. Scheduled time at 7. We're going to get started a few minutes early. That's all right with us. And we're about to play ball here tonight in New Waverly, Texas. Thanks for hanging out with us here on SHN. Top of the first we are, just underway. Again, let us know that you're out there tonight. We'd love to hear from you. Text us 512-522-9105. You can comment in also here on the YouTube feed. Levi Brett to Kieran Gill. First pitch, this one over. It will drop over at right center, and a leadoff single right off the bat for Kieran Gill. And so that is how things start tonight for Anderson-Shiro. 1 pitch, 1 base hit. It'll bring up the left fielder, number 8, Jet Bay. Jet related to our pastor at First Baptist Church in Huntsville, Jason Bay. I was just talking to his sister Joy, and she said Jet plays for that team. I said, well, we'll be cheering him on in spirit, but we're here for the Bulldogs too. But we do want to welcome in any opposing team. We do welcome you into the broadcast. First pitch to the outside, and it's an early 1-0 count on Jet. And no, we do welcome if you are joining us tonight from Anderson-Shiro, even though we broadcast for New Waverly. It's all in good fun, but we do want to welcome you in, as we always appreciate the opposing teams and their audience as well. The early count here is 1-0, 1 on, no score. Top of the first we are. Next pitch, painting the corner. Good pitch there, Levi Brett. And the early count here at 1-1. It's all evened up for Bay. New Waverly looking to rebound after the 2 tough losses versus Onalaska last Tuesday a week ago, and then on Friday. Here's the third delivery to Bay. It's 1 to the outside. 2 balls and a strike. A little warm, humid night here in April the 14th for baseball. Nonetheless, it is a great evening for it. The wind has really died down, and a lot of folks here tonight. Here's the next pitch. Too low, 3-1. So Bay finds himself ahead as he'll take a little bit of time. He steps out of the chalked box there next to home plate, and he'll tap the bat on his left foot. Now on home plate, right hand to the helmet, and he's set, ready to go. Here's the 3-1. Swung, tipped into the backstop, and that'll take us to a full count at 3-2. Again, runner remains on first. That leadoff single by Kieran Gill just moments ago. And no outs. Top of the first, just underway here tonight. Appreciate everybody joining us. Had a chance to catch up with Coach Trotty, who was up here hanging out in the booth a little bit earlier, and always appreciate Easton. Ty Ramey, we know you're out there. Send us a message when you're on, buddy. Brett, here's the payoff pitch. Just to the outside, and a payoff walk will load us up at 1-2. Brings up Aiden Moyers, number 3, the designated hitter. Anderson-Shiro looking good here right out of the gate with runners on 1-2, no outs. Anderson-Shiro here in their black jerseys, gray pants, the blue helmet. Here's the pitch. Curve to the outside. Tomzak able to corral that one just outside the kennel, holds on to it. The early count here on Moyers is 1-0. Kind of a fun feature. I had a chance to catch up with Kevin Tom Zach, Max's dad, before this one, just talking about how special these parent nights are. And for a New Waverly team, losing 5 seniors last year and battling their way here this year in 23-3A. A quick discussion up there on the mound with Tom, Zach, and Brett. So I just want to make sure that they're on the same page. Don't want this one to get away from them early. Brett set to deliver the 1-0. Here it is from the right hand. High upstairs. It'll take us to 2-0. Levi trying to settle in and find his rhythm here early. Runners remain on 1 and 2, no outs. And now the 2-0 pitch from the right hand. This one swung on hard, hit foul. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm parked over in that area. I wonder if the trees didn't save me this time. 2-1. I don't care. It's a foul ball. We need the strike. So here's the next pitch. Swung on, hard hit foul again. Oh! That felt like Larry up here jumping around. That's all right. 2-2 the count. And I'm sure the insurance man, the guy there's always that guy in the white suit with the black tie walking around the baseball parks. He's out there somewhere. He's got the cash register. He's got that little green hat on. Tie is what it really is, the accountant hat. Here's the 2-2. Another one fouled. Tell you what, battle going on here for Moyers.
2-2 count on Moyers with no outs.
Runners remain on 1 and 2. No outs, top of the first, no score. Anderson-Shiro at bat. Gill over at second. Bay after the 3-2 payoff walk over at first. Brett keeping an eye at second. Here's the pitch. Got him! How about that as he looked at it for the first out? That's what we needed, and we got it 1 away. And a beautiful pitch there moments ago from Levi Brett. That'll bring up the right fielder number 1, Davin Bialis.
Right fielder Davin Bialis up to hit.
One away. Count reset 0-0 and a new batter here. Davin Bialis. Here's the pitch. Over to third. The force tag. The throw to first is not in time. It gets away from him. And runners are going to advance over to 2 and 3, but we are 2 away. So Gill over to third, Bay to second. Or I beg your pardon. Gill forced out for the second out over at third. Bay over to second. Bialis resting over at second, and that will bring up fifth in the order, Logan Jackson, 2 away. Runners on 2 and 3, both in scoring position. No score. Here's the pitch. High to the outside. The early count to Jackson is 1-0. Be great here for Brett to work out of this. Here's the pitch. This one also high to the outside. A little off speed as it changed its way up. It's a 2-0 count here on Jackson. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, over to first, a line, and an unassisted tag. And how about that for New Waverly? After a scare early, Gill with the leadoff single. And then it was Bay on a 3-2 walked. But then Levi Brett started to settle in and got Moyers. And that is how things are. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on. We are through the first half of an inning. We'll take a break. We'll talk about our sponsors when we come back. This is New Waverly Bulldog Baseball. Stay with us. back at it, friends. Tonight's broadcast is made possible in part by the Oak Ridge Disciple House. The Oak Ridge Disciple House, a 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry, helping men ages 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. More information is available online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Again, we appreciate Joshua Harris and his generous support in helping us to make this broadcast coverage possible tonight. Oak Ridge has been a sponsor of every single broadcast that we have ever done here at New Waverly. And so, again, I always want to give Joshua Harris a big thank you for all that he does here in the community as well. New Waverly set to respond here. We'll see him for the first time tonight on offense as we get rocking and rolling here in the bottom of the first. And to start that, we'll see if we can get going. It's Colin Conover, the second baseman. We'll have more here in just a few moments. Here's the first pitch. Corner strike, good arm there, Stefan for the first strike. So again, it is Colin Conover, Jace Card on deck. The catcher, Max Tomczak. That's your 1, 2, and 3. 4, 5, and 6. Action, Jackson Hathorn, Otto Wineland, Daniel Nixon. On the next one, just out of the reach, a 1-1. And then to even it out or to end it out for New Waverly tonight. At the bottom, your 7, 8, and 9. Colin Namkin, Ryzen Nunez, and Peyton Rayleigh. Ty Stefan with the right-handed pitch on a 1-1. Painting the corner here to make it 1 and 2. Leighton Bailey, the catcher behind home. Logan Jackson over at first. Hunter Heaton at second. Dakota Wisniewski at third. Hank Harity, the shortstop. And then from left to right, Jet Bay, Kieran Gill, and Davin Bialis. And that is how things look on the defensive set for Anderson-Shiro. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one swung on just out of the reach of the glove of the first baseman, and that's a base hit for New Waverly. A great start tonight for the Bulldogs. How about that for New Waverly? And so New Waverly says, if you can do it, we can do it too. And how about that for Conover? It was a good effort out there by Logan Jackson, but it was just out of the reach. A beautiful hit there by Conover. Now we'll see Jace Card up here, the shortstop for New Waverly. Stands with that right foot pretty low to the right box. Here's the pitch. Corner strike. It's 0-1. Ty Ramey chiming in. We see you, buddy. Good to see you on tonight. Also, Tyler Fordyce doing pretty good. How about yourself? Hey, Ty, how you doing tonight? Pretty good.
I'm doing pretty good, Rob.
How about yourself?
How about yourself?
Here's the 0-1, swung on. This one kind of lobbing its way over to right, takes a drop. And runners on 1 and 2 for New Waverly. Back-to-back hits. Jace Card finding some light. Conover over to second. And it'll bring up Max Tomahawk Tomczak for New Waverly. No outs, bottom of the first, and runners on 1 and 2. Always good to see Tyler Fordyce on. Tyler is the voice of the Alpha Omega Academy Lions, state football champions this year. And TAP 6-man does a great job in his first year calling those games for the young men there at Alpha Omega. Stefan, pitch on the way to the left-handed batter, too low, and the ball called. Tomczak 1-0. What New Waverly needed here to have some life to start this inning. Ramey taking a deep breath, stands with that right foot just to the right of the rubber. Here's the pitch, that one in the dirt. Runner will take off to 2 and 3. And so on a wild pitch, Conover to third, Jace Card over to second, both in scoring position, all with no outs. And it's a 2-0 count here to Max Tomczak. Tomczak here, the left-handed batter from the right-handed pitching of Stefan. The sun behind the trees. Here's the pitch. Just to the outside, and a good eye by Max. It's 3-0, and he's got his options here. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one takes a hop. Should bring in one, and New Waverly will take the early lead. How about that? Conover comes in to score. Card over to third. It's a 1-0 advantage, New Waverly. So again, 1-0 advantage, New Waverly. 1 out. Here's the pitch to Axon Jackson Hathorn. It's a ball. Next pitch out of his reach. 2 balls, no strikes. Action Jackson. Here's the pitch. Swung on over to right, chasing it down. Bialis. It's going to drop. And that'll bring in one. Action Jackson. How about it? An RBI double. The stakes are cooking tonight for the Bulldogs. And it's a 2-0 early advantage here for New Waverly. Action Jackson with a beautiful hit out to right. So Hathorn on the RBI double. And he'll pick up some dirt with a celebratory toss there at second, standing tall. Just 1 out for New Waverly. Well out of the reach of Bialis. Hit that one out there in no man's land. 2-0 New Waverly, 1 away. Placing bunt here is Otto Wineland. It just goes and ricochets off the edge of his bat into the chain link bat stop. The early count here is 0-1. One of the first times here in the last couple of games, too, that we have heard the New Waverly dugout coming alive here for the Bulldogs. Stefan keeping an eye over at second. Here's the pitch. Jackson running over to third. He gets away from the third baseman. He's trying to come home, and he will. How about it? 3-0 New Waverly. Oh, baby, what a play. The error will bring in Action Jackson. And it's a 1-1 here on Otto Wineland. That'll clear the base paths. 3-0 New Waverly. Here's the next pitch. Boy, low and in the dirt and at the feet of Otto Wineland. 2-1 count here to Wineland. With New Waverly a 3-0 advantage here in the bottom of the first. The life that these Bulldogs needed. And here's the next pitch. Oh, that one was close right there on the side as well. Yikes, 3-1. Sunshine starting to streak through some of the trees. Here's the next pitch. Bunt placed. It ricochets off the bat. Full count, 3-2. Daniel Nixon running over to grab the ball. He's on deck. Fifth in the order right now, the center fielder, Otto Wineland. Eagerly awaits the delivery from Stefan. And here it is. Swung on over to left. This one will drop. Oh, baby, it's a hitting frenzy so far tonight for the Bulldogs. As Wineland has a 1-out single. It's 4 hits for New Waverly. Just 1 out, and that will bring up Daniel Nixon. Tell you what, this is how you respond to the last 2 games, and this is a very talented Anderson-Shiro team. Coach Compton has been working to get these boys ready for tonight. We're still very early, obviously, in this game. But if you want to come out and make a statement, make it early, and that's what New Waverly has done here on 4 hits. Tomczak, even though he was out on the grounder to second, he was still part of the action, bringing in Colin Conover. Every single batter tonight has had a purpose here for this team and part of this 3-0 advantage early here in the bottom of the first, just one away. And remember, you go back to the defensive side for Anderson-Shiro, they get off to a great start. They had the Gill on the leadoff single, Jet Bay on a 3-2, reached on a walk, and then Brett settled in, striking out Aiden Moyers looking. Gill was then forced out over at third. Jackson was out unassisted for the third out, and then New Waverly has just continued that momentum on the offensive side. Daniel Nixon batting now for New Waverly. One out we are. Here's the pitch. Runner will take off over to second. Should get there in plenty of time, and he does. It was a high pitch or a high toss from the catcher over to short, and the stolen base there by Wineland. He is now in scoring position. And it's a 1-0 count on Daniel Nixon. There was a mound discussion. Stefan remains in. He'll keep an eye over at second. Pretty big leadoff out there, by the way, for Wineland. Well, he's about a quarter of the way down, and time is called as Nixon will step out before the pitch. Tell you what, Wineland about 8 steps away from that second base bag. Here's the pitch, curve to the outside. It's a 2-0 count here on Daniel Nixon, the left fielder. Stefan set to deliver. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Runner takes off over to third. Diving, sliding, safe at third. And it is a 2-1 count on Nixon. Another stolen base, so back-to-back stolens for Wineland. 2-1 your count as Nixon swung around on that last one. And anything high up and out enough should bring in a run. If Nixon gets some air under it, here's the pitch. Whoa, that's the shave pitch right there to the left of his chinny chin chin.
Come on, Ty, let's go.
3-1 your count. And options now here for Daniel Nixon.
Do what you do, kid.
Here's the 3-1. Hard hit over to left center. This should drop. It does. It will score. He's coming around over to second, and it's another RBI double. This time, Daniel Nixon, the 5th hit of this inning for New Waverly. That brings in Otto Wineland, and the stakes are cooking here tonight early for New Waverly. Bulldogs are barking tonight. Cook up those steaks, man. We're hungry. Another ribeye. All of this still with one out, and here's Colin Namkin. Corner strike on Namkin, 0-1. Wineland able to get in after those back-to-back stolen bases. And then the RBI double moments ago. He's trying to get over to third, sliding, diving, he's safe. Surprised there, Wisniewski just kind of looked at him. And so now Nixon over at third, and anything popped up deep enough should bring in, even on a sac fly, we should get one. Colin Namkin, 1-1, one away, 4-0, New Waverly lead. Here's the pitch, swung on, fouled into the backstop, and that'll take us to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just the right field now under sunshine. The rest of the field is shaded. Not an issue for the pitcher, not an issue for the hitter. Here's the pitch. Good eye. Will even us up at 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him for the first or the second out. That was the first strike swinging. That'll take away the sac fly opportunity, and here's Ryzen Nunez, 8th in the order, the right fielder for New Waverly. 2 away, 4-0 advantage, Bulldogs. Here's the first pitch to Nunez. Called strike there on the corner by the home plate umpire, Aaron Hicks. Had a chance to chat with him earlier. Great man out here umpiring this game. Ryan Morrow out there in the field. Here's the next one. That one to the inside to even us at a ball and a strike. I know Nunez would love nothing more than to bring Nixon in. He's resting over at third, eagerly awaiting after the RBI double on the stolen base just moments ago. Here's the 1-1, swung on to the left. This one dropping out of the reach. Oh, baby, it's another one for New Waverly. Nixon comes in and scores, and Ryzen Nunez cooking a steak. 6 hits in this inning for New Waverly to start tonight. And how about a 5-0 advantage? Go to the bottom, Peyton Rayleigh. Nunez sliding, diving back, the pick attempt, but he's there in time. Stefan throwing over to Jackson at first. 5-0 New Waverly advantage, bottom of the first, 2 away. Ryzen Nunez over at 1. Stefan keeping an eye over him. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. It was a good pitch. Rayleigh wanted to bite. Couldn't make the connection. It's 0-1. Another pick attempt over there. Nunez easily dropping back down. 0-1, 2 away. New Waverly 5-0 advantage here in the bottom of the first. Here's the next pitch to the inside, 1-1. Here's the next one. Pulled back high upstairs, 2-1. Here's the 2-1.
Yep.
Corner strike, 2-2.
You got it, Peyton.
So New Waverly getting everyone's attention immediately. Next one, this one hops out of the third baseman's glove. It wasn't there, it was a great hit, and the hitting frenzy continues tonight as Nunez over to second. Rayleigh with the hit over to first, and we have batted around here for New Waverly. We'll go back to the top. Colin Conover had the leadoff single and came around and scored on the Tom Zach RBI to start cooking those steaks tonight. The runners on 1 and 2. 2 away. Here's the pitch. Curve to the outside. I don't mind my score sheet getting messed up early tonight. New Waverly putting up these 5 runs against an Anderson-Shiro team that has barely been touched in district play. The time here. I'll tell you what, Anderson-Shiro has only allowed 13 runs in 7 district games. They allowed 5 versus Onalaska. New Waverly has already put that up here, and so New Waverly comes in tonight putting up the most runs, or tying the most runs that have been against this Anderson-Shiro team in district play so far this season. And if you do the math on that, they have scored 38% of all runs that Anderson-Shiro has allowed in district. Here is another hit to right center. And I wasn't sure there as Conover was taking his time. He just wanted to take a little waltz. And now ducks on a pond. Nunez to third, Rayleigh to second, Conover with his second hit of the game, and now Jace Card looking to do damage. I think it's safe to say the most pressure that Anderson-Shiro has faced in district play, and that's going to do it for Steffen. And we'll have a new pitcher coming out there. Tough go of it there for Steffen. We'll have that for you in a moment, that new pitcher making his way. This is New Waverly Bulldog Baseball on SHN. Stay with us. Out there now for Anderson-Shiro as he just wrapped up his warm-up pitches, and Jace Card at bat. Here's the pitch to Card, swung on into the fence, 0-1. Here's the next pitch. Swung on over to second. That may finally stop the bleeding. It does. So Heaton over to Jackson for the routine 4-3, but not before damage was done as New Waverly picking up 5 runs. Those 5 runs coming on 8 hits. There was 1 error and 3 left on. New Waverly. Boy, they're taking care of it early. We'll see how Anderson-Shiro responds in the top of the second. We'll be back in a moment. More sponsors coming up. This is New Waverly Bulldog Baseball on SHN. Welcome back at it, friends. Levi Brett warming up on the mound as we're about to get started. New Waverly leads 5-0 after a, boy, what a start here for New Waverly again. But now they're going to have to respond back on the defensive side. They did it to open up this ball game versus Anderson-Shiro. I want to give a shout out tonight to more of our sponsors. How about our friends at G3 Give God Glory Baseball, a youth baseball organization here in the area that was started in 2022 by local families, the Nunez family getting together with others. They wanted a team that always puts glorifying God first and how the players compete, practice, and act on and off the field. They have teams and age groups from 8U all the way up to 16U playing in local leagues, regional tournaments, state tournaments, even out-of-state tournaments, and focus on developing baseball skills, character, teamwork, and faith. If you want to see more about what they're doing, search for G3 Give God Glory Baseball, G3 and the hyphen right next to the 3. That is their page on Facebook. You can find out more information. Dakota Wisniewski to lead off. Here's the pitch. This one at the belt line, and it's a ball. The third baseman here again, Wisniewski. 1-0 count, and Tom Zach going to have a very quick discussion with Brett here. And I like this early. They just want to get up and talk and say, hey, man, here's what I'm seeing. And that's just signs of good players down there that communicate. Coach Compton down there having a quick chat with Aaron Hicks, the umpire out of Tasso College Station. A bit of break here for a few moments. We're picking up some of the concession orders tonight here with the mic outside, so if you hear that, you may start getting hungry. Someone just ordered a hot dog, popcorn, and a Dr. Pepper. All right. See, so many times you get the dugout microphone. You never get the concession microphone. New feature here on SHN, concession mic. We want you to stay hungry. Here's the next pitch on the way. High upstairs, it's 2-0. So 2-0 count here to Wisniewski. Next one over to right. Nunez with the arm and the grab. An easy play for one away. Ty Steffen here, I believe. Is that right, the pitcher? No, they're going to switch it over. Carter Lewis, obviously, because he came in. So Carter Lewis. Steffen didn't even get the bat. Here's the first pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Hard swing and a miss. 0-1. Tough go of it for that young man tonight. Carter Lewis trying to come in. Here's the next pitch on the way. Upstairs to the outside. It's 1-1. Again, do want to welcome you in tonight. Let us know that you're out there. We always love interacting with you. You can text us on the Bulldog Fan text line at 512-522-9105. Again, 512-522-9105. Here's Brett's next delivery. Again, high to the outside. 2-1. Next pitch on the way. Corner strike. Beautiful pitch to 2-2.
What do you have to drink?
2-2, one away, nobody on. New Waverly leads 5-0. We're here in the top of the second. Here's the next pitch. Swung on over to first. Trying to corral it. The tag unassisted. Good job. Action. Jackson Hathorn for the second out. That is a nice play out there by Jackson. That's one of those that took an awkward hop. Kind of bounced away from him, but he stayed with his composure and able to haul that one in and tag the base. For the second out, it'll bring up Leighton Bailey. 2 away, nobody on. Here's the pitch from Brett. High up there. 1-0 count. He thought he was pitching to Victor Wembanyama there for a moment. And then he said, wait a minute, this is baseball, not basketball. Here's the next pitch. Ooh. Could have had old Bruiser there. Luckily, he moved out of it. 2-2. Here's the next pitch. Beautiful curveball, but just out of the reach. And a quick 3-0 count here. Here's the next pitch. Three and one. And now the 3-1 pitch. Ooh, that one's way too far to the outside. And so a 2-out walk for Leighton Bailey. Take us to the bottom, Hunter Heaton, the second baseman. Quick little discussion over there at first base. Here's the pitch to the outside, 1-0. Again, if you're out there tonight, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Here's the next pitch. This one low to the outside, 2-0 count. You can always text us on the Bulldog fan text line, 512-522-9105. We'll get to more of our sponsors here in a few moments, including Mata's Tactical Supply. We appreciate the Mata fan. In fact, Eli served us ice cream a while ago. Redbird Creamery is here. Eli giving us a little bit of energy on that vanilla ice cream. Man, it's good. I'm so thankful that they're here tonight. And time is called. Heaton will step out for just a moment. Tom Zach's going to go have a discussion. Actually, he's going to back off, and Coach Compton having the discussion here with Levi Brett. I will go ahead and thank Mata's Tactical Supply here in New Waverly, a locally owned outdoor sporting goods store serving families across our county. Whether you enjoy hunting, spending time outdoors, or just looking for products designed to help keep your home, you, and your family safe, their team is committed to knowledgeable service and quality equipment. It's our good friends at Mata's Tactical Supply, proudly supporting the Bulldogs in our local community. You can learn more about their products and store information online at matastacticalsupply.com. Again, that's matastacticalsupply.com. Appreciate the Mata family for helping us with these broadcasts. Here's a swing. This one up into the air. Ryzen Nunez able to make a grab, and he's got it out there at right for the third and final out. No runs, no hits, no errors. One left on, and friends, we are through 1.5. New Waverly is going to try to continue that 5-0 advantage when we come back. It's Bulldog Baseball live tonight from New Waverly, Texas on SHN. Stay with us. New Waverly back at it here in just a few moments as we get rolling in the bottom of this second inning, a 5-0 advantage. This was a New Waverly team in the first inning that batted around the #1 team in district. Doesn't happen off much, and 5 runs on 8 hits, 3 left on base. That inning could not have been bigger for New Waverly, stacking opportunities. And New Waverly forcing, and that's something else you got to think about when you bat around and you're out there that long. A high pitch count for Steffen as he only went through 2/3. Pulled him out of the game. Carter Lewis is in there now, pitching 1/3 of an inning, and we'll see a full set here for him. And so here is leading off in the bottom of the second, Max Tomczak. It's Tomczak at the 3, Hathorn 4, Wineland 5. First pitch. And the bruiser right away. The tattoo shop has opened up here. And Tomczak will reach on a bruiser. And we're going to see our buddy, how about Trevor Trudersky? I always call him the heart of this team. Great young man, and he will make his way over to first. That's our good buddy out there, Trudersky. Always enjoy seeing that young man. It'll bring up action Jackson Hathorn. Had the RBI double back in the first that brought in some runs, and here we go. First pitch on the way. Nice curve to the corner for the strike. Beautiful pitch there by Lewis. 0-1. Tell you what, this would be huge here if Jackson could get on as well. We'll throw, pick attempt. Trudersky is out there, and he quickly got back.
Nice stop at first base by Jackson.
We've always got that one on the team that is kind of the fan favorite, and that's what I've pinned Trudersky as. Brings high energy to this team, whether they're up or down. Comes in as a courtesy runner, and Lewis getting ready to pitch here. Here's the pitch. Oh, yikes. Had a little dancing as Trudersky takes off over to second in the stolen base. I know some would say maybe a wild pitch, but I'll give him the steal. Count it 1-1. Oh, action Jackson had ants dancing around him, had ants in his pants, had to move out of the way. Trudersky over at second. 1-1. No outs. New Waverly up 5-0, bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. Curve to the outside. 2-1 is action Jackson ahead. Steps out, now back in. He'll tap the bat on home plate. And he's ready for the pitch. Trudersky probably about 7 feet away from that second base. Lewis keeps an eye over his right shoulder, looks back. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good night. Jackson was ready to knock this thing out of here. 2-2. Texas Signature Roofing, one of our great sponsors here on our broadcast. Jared Hathorn, Jackson's dad. I appreciate him, by the way. They came out to our house and fixed a leak around our chimney last week. I wanted to give a special shout out to Texas Signature Roofing for helping us out. Here's the next pitch. Swung on hard, foul over to the left. Good night. That thing would have been about 6 feet over to the right. We could have had a little corner run over there, but just outside. The bat will continue here for Axon Jackson, a power hitter on this team. Would love to see him just get one. Trudersky would love for him to get it too. Lewis set to deliver. Here's the pitch. Oh, ricochets off the catcher, and Trudersky over to third. Trudersky running for Tomczak. And Twardowski over to third on the wild pitch. And it is a full count here to Action Jackson at 3-2. The umpires are having a quick discussion. He's over there whispering in his ear, boy, what's open in New Waverly after 9 o'clock? And the other guy's saying, well, not much. I think Burger King over there off 45 is. And then he's saying, well, I'm not really a fan of Burger King. All right, man, did you bring those? He's not saying that. I'm just trying to keep y'all entertained. I do know what's open. Sonic's open, Ty. That's our go-to. Boy, I think that was such a – oh, wait a minute. Twardowski's going to come in here as – not sure what happened after a moment. Maybe I heard maybe interference, but that was it. Twardowski came in, but then he went back out. Full count to Action Jackson. Whatever it was, they said no, and so we're at the full count here, 3-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on, over to short, a line drive. Tough break there for Action Jackson. One away. Otto Wineland. Singled back in the first. 2 stolen bases, came in and scored on the Daniel Nixon ribeye back in the first. It was the 5th and final run of that inning. New Waverly leading 5-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd. One away. Twardowski remains over at third, running for Tomczak. Right-handed pitching to right-handed batting of Wineland. Wineland, a very good bunter on this team, and he is showing bunt. Steps out of the right box for just a few moments. Looking over at Coach Compton. They're off the third base line, and he'll step back in, ready. As Lewis set to deliver. Shakes his head down once, left leg up, right-handed pitch, bunt placed, and goes over the press box here. It's 0-1. This game got underway about 6:56. We are at 7:48, so almost an hour into it. On a humid, muggy April the 14th here, Tuesday edition. There's 3 games remaining in a regular season. Can you believe that the regular season is already winding down? Playoffs on the horizon. Here's the 0-1. Bunt placed, good bunt. Twardowski, he'll score. Oh, baby, and he was able to beat it out. How about that for Otto Wineland? We said that young man knows how to bunt, and there he was again. A 1-out RBI single on the bunt for Otto Wineland. Wow. 6-0 New Waverly. That'll bring up Daniel Nixon. He had the RBI double. I think I'd said Nixon earlier. It is Nixon up now. He'll call time and step out of the box. So just one away. And a little more insurance put down here tonight for New Waverly. 6-0 advantage, bottom of the 2nd. Here's the pitch. The shave pitch right there on the chin.
Can I get a Dr. Pepper, please?
Dr. Peppers are flowing tonight. It's about the 6th one I've heard down there. 1-0 advantage, Daniel Nixon. So Anderson-Shiro has now allowed the most runs in district play this year at 6 to New Waverly, and it's only the 2nd. They allowed 5 in that 11-5 victory versus Onalaska.
It's like a fundraiser for Lance.
Waverly, as I have said earlier, not to keep spinning the wheel, but they just wanted to come out and say, you know what, we're better than those 2 games that we dropped versus Onalaska. They're showing it here tonight. Here's the pitch. Swung on left. It's going to drop. And that should bring runners over to 2 and 3. Sliding. No, stand up. No reason to slide. And a double for Daniel Nixon. That will force Wineland over to 3rd, and now 2 more in scoring position for the Bulldogs. Colin Namkin here for New Waverly. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging on a 2-2 for the second out back in the first. Tell you what, the bats are working tonight for these Bulldogs for sure. Namkin stands tall in the box. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hops over the hill, trying to make the run to first. He's out, and runners will have to stay at 2 and 3. That could have been a close to a double play opportunity, but the ground out for the second out over there at first. Brings up Ryzen Nunez. He had a big RBI single back in the first. Was left stranded at 3rd, part of the 3 that were left on at the end of the inning. That was all in 2-out territory. Runners remain on 2 and 3, 2 away for New Waverly, lead 6-0. They put up 1 more mark here in the second. Here's the first pitch, swung on. And I'm hoping maybe Ty would get a little grab down here, but it just went right over you, Ty. The SHN health insurance has ran out, so be careful, please, Ty. We're on a limited budget these days. 0-1 count here on the foul ball. Here's the next pitch. Swung on. This one also fouled, ricocheted into the net and back onto the playing field. It's 0-2. So here on a parent night, these Bulldogs giving a lot to show their parents, leading 6-0, bottom of the second, 2 away, 0-2 with runners remaining on 2 and 3. Ryzen Nunez, he would love to get another one here. Already has the RBI single. Waverly batting around in the first, and they are through 4 on their 5th here in the second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that will retire the side. But New Waverly, they get 1 more run. That 1 run stacking on top of 2 more hits, no errors. They leave 2 on. It's 6-0. New Waverly showing how the Bulldogs fight here tonight. We'll see more of Levi Brett when we come back. It's New Waverly Bulldog Baseball on SHN. Stay with us. About to get after it here as we get rolling in the top of the third. New Waverly 6-0 advantage. Anderson-Shiro back at bat. Levi Brett on the mound. We'll go back to the top. Gill, Bay, and Moyers.
What are you doing, huh? Perfect.
Gill 1 for 1. First pitch on the way, out of his reach. It's a ball.
Thank you.
1-0 early count as we are just out of the gate here in the top of the third. Nobody on, no outs. 1 ball, no strikes here to Gill. Here's the next pitch from Brett. That one at the belt line, 2-0. Appreciate everybody who's joining us. We've had a few messages come in tonight. I'll get to those as well. Let us know you're out there. Here's the next pitch. A little bit too high and out of the reach. Quick 3 pitches and 3 balls thrown by Levi Brett. Ty Ramey's out there. Easton Droddy saying, let's go Dogs. Good to hear from you, Coach. If you're out there, message us on YouTube. You can also text us on the Bulldog fan text line at 512-522-9105. Here's the next pitch. Pulls back, strike called. It's 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Ooh, that one got away from him. And a leadoff walk for Gill. He's on for the second time tonight. That'll bring up the left fielder, Jet Bay. Remember, Bay was on a 3-2 and a payoff walk. He was left stranded over at third, back in the first. To get back into it, you just got to find a way to get on. Doesn't matter how you get there, just get there. And Gill just doing that moments ago. Here's Jet Bay. Back to right-handed batter from the right-handed pitching of Levi Brett. Here's the pitch. Good pitch. Corner strike on a fastball. It's 0-1 on Bay. Now the 0-1. Just out of the reach to even us at a ball and a strike.
Falling off, bub.
Appreciate Robert Lindeman, HITTSS Solutions Player Development. We'll talk about him in a little bit too. Here's the 1-1. Just out of the reach, 2-1. Robert Lindeman, a baseball coach, does a great job with one-on-one coaching is what he does. Does it really well. And you can find out more information about him. HITTSS Solutions stands for Helping to Instruct the Stars to Shine. Their website, HITTSS.com. Here's the 2-1. That one getting away. Pops off the backstop. The throw from Tomczak to second. The tag. He's safe. Oh, it was close. I'll tell you what, though, Max, what a heads-up play. It bounced off the backstop right back near his glove. Almost had the throw out over at second. Count here 3-1 on Jet Bay. A stolen base there by Gill. Really, it was on a wild pitch is when he took off. That's what I'll credit it as. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. And so for the second consecutive at-bat, Bay finds himself on a 3-2.
Never mind. I don't have enough money out there.
And we'll see here if Brett can get him this time. No outs, runner on second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him for the first out.
Let's go, Levi.
Levi said, not this time, fella, and got him swinging. One away. That will bring up Aiden Moyers. He struck out looking on a 2-2 for the first out back in the first. Quick chat with Tomczak up there on the bump. Levi Brett takes a little chalk there in his right hand. And he'll step back on the top of the mound, getting set to deliver here again to Aiden Moyers. Here's the pitch, high upstairs, 1-0 on the fastball.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Keeping an eye over at second. Brett, delivery to the inside. 2-0.
Why do we feel the need to go into the woods? Okay, well, let's not. It's a non-negotiable. We don't go into the woods. All right. Stay with your people.
Now the 2-0. This one high up into the air, and it should be Colin Conover. Left grab, easy does it for the second out over at second. Bring up Davin Bialis, 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice, left stranded at second back in the first. The right fielder cleaning up the right-handed batter from the right-handed pitching of Levi Brett. And I guess a balk on Levi Brett there that is going to force Gill over to third. It's one of those weird ways around the bases for Gill. He reached on a walk, a wild pitch to second, and now a balk over to third. Bialis eagerly awaiting that first pitch. Here it is. Corner strike. Good changeup for Levi Brett. It's 0-1. 2 away, Anderson-Shiro, top of the third, trailing 6-0. Here's the pitch from Brett. This one flutters over to short. The throw from Card to Action Jackson. And there you go, boys. As New Waverly gets out of this one as well. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. 2.5 away, bottom of the third. When we come back, it's New Waverly Bulldog baseball on SHN. Stay with us. New pitcher out there, Dakota Wisniewski. He'll move from third. Jackson will go from first, and Braden Bastis in over at first. Here's the first pitch on the way to Peyton Rayleigh. And it's a strike, 0-1. Rayleigh is 1 for 1, singled in the first, left stranded over at second as part of the 3 that were left off. Currently an 0-1. New Waverly leads 6-0, bottom of the third, just underway. Here's one that's too low, a ball and a strike. And a great go of it here for New Waverly. I know that they would love to put even more. The 6 that they have right now, the most that Anderson-Shiro has allowed in district play this season. Here's the 1-1 from Wisniewski. Swung on, takes a bounce over to third, trying to beat it out, and will not get there in time. Good play from Jackson DeBastos over at first on the ground out.
Nice play at third base for the first out.
Take us back to the top, Colin Conover.
Top of the order with Conover.
Gone over 2 for 2 today. Singled in the first, eventually came around and scored on the Tom Zach RBI, the first run of the night. Singled in the next time he got up as he batted around, and then the stolen base, and he was left stranded back in the first. So here's the first pitch to him. Just out of his reach, 1-0 count. Colin Conover. The movement for Conover has happened pretty early tonight. He has not really fell behind. He was on a 1-2 back in that open. Right now, ahead 2-0. A 1-2 in the first, 1-0 in the second, and then, or in the second opportunity, and 2-0 here, but now a strike on the corner, 2-1. I think so, I heard him. Waiting on his hand signal. I thought I heard him say, unless it was a fan calling it. I didn't see him put it up. We'll call it a ball, 3-0. Here's the next one. Pulled back, and he'll reach on the walk. Oh, wait a minute. He did call strike there a little late. Now it's 3-1. Conover was ready to go.
Come on, Colin.
So now a 3-1 count to Conover. Nobody on. One away. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled as it ricochets off of the New Waverly dugout off the third base line. 3-2 to Conover coming up. One away, bottom of the third, New Waverly 6-0 advantage. Jace Card on deck. He's 1 for 2, grounded 1 to second for the third and final out back in the first. Here's the next pitch. He just had to wait one more. Now he's going to reach on the walk. Payoff walk. And a 1-out walk for Conover brings up Jace Card.
Brings up Jace Card.
Jace Card ready to go here for New Waverly. Wisniewski set to deliver. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off, and a stolen base over to third, or over to second, rather. Conover. Fouled by Card. It's 0-1. So in scoring position, Conover. Wisniewski set to deliver. Keeps an eye on second. Here's the pitch. Corner strike. 0-2. Beautiful pitch. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off and fouled off the first baseline. Conover ready to take off over there to second. Count remains 0-2 on Jace Card, 1 away.
Ice cream? Boys over there in the ice cream.
No balk there as he stepped off.
When I go somewhere, I want to eat real food.
That is real food.
Have to agree with the gentleman down there talking. I overheard a lady saying something about she needed real food, and the man said the ice cream is real food. Got him looking here for the second out.
Strike 3 on Jace.
I couldn't agree more with Redbird down there. That's real food. 2 away here for New Waverly. Brings up Max Tomzak. 0 for 1. Had the RBI, but he grounded over to second for the first out back in the first. Took a bruiser over to first, a stolen base, and a wild pitch, and then came around and scored on an Otto Wineland RBI single back in the second to give us that 6th run. Here's the first pitch to him. Wicked pitch. And a beautiful one there for a strike 0-1. I'll give that young man credit. New Waverly remains with the runner over at second as Conover. Wisniewski's pitch on the way to the outside to even us 1-1. Max steps out for a moment, the left-handed batter back into his box. Ready for the pitch. Wisniewski shrugs his shoulders. Here's the pitch. To the outside, it gets away on a wild pitch. It's 2-1, and Conover over to third. (6-0) New Waverly. Here's the pitch. Swung on hard over to right. We'll see if Bialis can make the grab, and he does. Whoa, what a grab by that young man out there at right. Give him credit. And that will put an end to it for New Waverly. No runs, no hits, no errors. They do leave one on. And just like that, we're through 3. Top of the 4th coming up when we come back. Stay with us. This is Bulldog Baseball on SHN. Quick shout out to our friends at Texas Signature Roofing. When it comes to protecting your home, trust matters, and that's why homeowners across this area choose Texas Signature Roofing, just like I did last week when the rain came. We had a leak in our bedroom from the chimney. I gave a call to Texas Signature Roofing. Jared Hathorn came out, said we'll be out tomorrow, made sure that I was okay through the night. I had a bucket up in the attic catching any extra water, came back the next day and fixed the problem. That same service that I got, he's going to give it to you. Texas Signature Roofing, a commitment to 100% customer satisfaction and service that continues even after the job is done. And I'll agree to that too, because he called me and said, hey, how did everything go with the recent rain that we just had over the weekend? I said, man, everything was great. That's what they do. You can trust the name Texas Signature Roofing. They're online at texassignatureroofing.com. Also want to thank our friend Karen Hybner. She is Jace Wells is her son. With My Community Mortgage, you can find her Facebook page, Karen Hybner, the Jolly Godfrey Team. Your home, your loan, your terms. A local Texas mortgage broker with access to over 70 lenders, so you don't have to settle. First-time buyer, credit challenges, self-employed, no worries, as Karen has solutions tailored just for you. You can email her, Karen@mychomeloans.com. It's Karen@mychomeloans.com. Karen Hybner, the Jolly Godfrey Team, proudly supporting Bulldog Baseball. First pitch on the way, a strike here as we are underway here in the top of this 4th inning. Logan Jackson moved over to third base. Next one just out of his reach. And a 1-1 count.
Oh, can I get a Pepsi? Do you have Pepsi? Dr. Pepper.
Another Dr. Pepper ordered there. Wanted a Pepsi. Got switched to a Dr. Pepper. 1-1. Really important tonight on our... Whoa! Inchworm there at the belt line. 2-1. Really important tonight from our... We appreciate all the great folks and the volunteers downstairs with the concessions tonight. You know, that goes to help this program, and they do a hard Good job. Here's the next pitch. Beautiful pitch as it paints the corner to even us at 2-2. Seen a lot of good ones tonight from Levi Brett. Nobody on, top of the fourth. New Waverly leads 6-0. Anderson-Shiro trailing. They're looking for something here. 2-2 to Jackson. Here's the pitch. Just to the outside to take us to a full count. Here's the payoff. Swung on. Will not be catchable in foul territory. Drops just behind the Bulldog dugout. The bat stays alive for Logan Jackson.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks, sir. Your son's the catcher?
Here's the 3-2. Got him! Oh, baby, what a beautiful pitch by Levi Brett. Third strikeout of the night for Levi Brett, and that is the second looking. He did it to Aiden Moyers for the first out back in the first, and now to Logan Jackson. Dakota Wisniewski. First one there is a ball, 1-0 to Wisniewski. Here's the next pitch. That time across the plate to even us at a ball and a strike.
Not blocking his view.
One, too low, 2-1. Top of the fourth, nobody on, one away. Anderson-Shiro at bat, trailing your Bulldogs 6-0. Here on this humid April the 14th, Tuesday night. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us here on SHN. If you get a chance to, you need to get out to the games in person. If you normally just watch online, I know obviously most people come out to the park, but maybe you've stumbled across the broadcast and you live in the area. Come out. Just be part of this. It's a lot of fun. Here's the 2-1. Swing around in a tip foul, 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on. The bat will stay alive. Here's the next one. Ooh, curve to the outside takes us to a payoff. On the way, a one-out walk. So Wisniewski on the payoff, waits for it wisely, and he's over at first on a walk. Braden Bastos now at bat. A balk is called here on Levi Brett, so that will advance Wisniewski over to second. They've really started to call these at the high school level quite a bit now. Here's the pitch, swung on, fouled into the backstop. It's 0-1. Bastos. One away, 6-0. Anderson-Shiro trails, top of the fourth. The runner in scoring position. Dakota Wisniewski reached on a 3-2 walk, then the balk, and that's how he's hanging out over at second right now, waiting on Bastos to try to advance him. Brett trying to keep his momentum and rhythm going. Here's the right-handed pitch to the outside. 1-1. Next pitch on the way. Ooh. A little duck. Luckily, duck, goose, and he didn't get goosed on that one. It's 2-1. That would have been a big bruiser on the back. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss to even us at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A huge opportunity here for Levi Brett if he can get him and take us to 2 outs. He's been in these situations tonight. Worked out of it in the first as Anderson-Shiro got on early. Here's the pitch. Got him! Oh, baby! He's done it again. 2 away, and for the second time in this inning, he struck him out looking. And this will bring up Leighton Bailey, 8th in the order. Bailey 0 for reached on a walk on a 3-1 and left stranded back in the second. Here's the pitch. Swung on, takes a hop over to second. The throw in time, yes! Colin Conover to Action Jackson. Nice field work on the 4-3 grounder. And that will do it here in the top of the 4th. We're through 3.5. New Waverly 6, Anderson-Shiro nothing. We'll be back in a moment here on SHN. Back at it, friends, as we continue on here tonight. Big thank you to the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Oak Ridge, a 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry, helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And friends, that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. More information is online. Their website, oakridgedisciplehouse.com. A big thank you to our great friend, Joshua Harris. And I'll tell you what, man, Josh has an incredible story. If you get a chance, go to YouTube and look up Joshua Harris Testimony. You'll hear about his life and the challenges that he faced and how he overcame them now 20 years sober. Unbelievable story. Pitch on the way here to Action Jackson just behind his back in the early count, 1-0. Bottom of the 4th, New Waverly, a 6-0 advantage tonight. Trying to add more here. Jackson 1 for 2. This one a corner strike here to even us at 1-1. He had the RBI double back in the first. Then lined one for the first out. Over to short for the first. Again on a 3-2 back in the second. Here's the next pitch. Swung on. This one kind of flutters its way. I think he's going to get there. And yes. How about that for Action Jackson? He's never the last one. And it's a leadoff single for Jackson Hathorn. This is Otto Wineland here. 2 for 2 tonight. Here's the pitch. Action Jackson taking off. Oh, wait a minute, son. He's got to get back, and he's got to get back quick. And he does just in the nick of time. Was caught out there over at center. I thought for a moment it may have gotten away, but a great job. I think it was Gill over there to get down on it at center field for the first out. Brings up Daniel Nixon, 2 for 2. He also had the RBI double back in the first. The double back in the second, left stranded. Swing and a miss. Action Jackson, the stolen base to second. 0-1, Daniel Nixon. Yet we are here in the bottom of the fourth. Thanks for hanging out with us. Time approaching 8:30, a 6:56 start tonight here in New Waverly, Texas. Here's the next pitch. Good job there by Leighton Bailey, able to get behind that one. It would have given Action Jackson another opportunity on a wild pitch, but he'll stay at second. 1 ball, 1 strike, Daniel Nixon. Nixon tried to go 3 for 3. Here's the pitch. Swung on, drops over at first. Jackson's not going to get back this time. He's out. Oh, tough break there. Fly over to first, and then Action Jackson not able to get back in time. And a quick inning for New Waverly. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. 4 away, top of the 5th coming up here on SHN. It's New Waverly Bulldog Baseball. Stay with us. Quick swing and a foul here as we get started in the top of the 5th. At the bottom of the order, 9-1-2. Hunter Heaton back to the top. Kieran Gill, Jet Bay. And again, it's an early 0-1. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, an early 0-2. Heaton tonight 0 for 1. He popped one up over to right for the 3rd and final out on a 2-0 pitch back in the 2nd. Levi Brett remains on the bump. He's had a great night. Here's the right-handed pitch, low to the inside, and the count at 1-2. Again, if you're out there tonight, we absolutely would love to hear from you. Always appreciate everybody joining us here on SHN. Here's the next one, fouled. And, ooh, got a guy out there with the grab. Here at the high school level, you always got to give them back. Here's the 1-2. Fouled again. Such a fun ballpark out here. Grass all around, folks park, tailgate. I mean, it's just neat seeing people sitting on their tailgates out there at right field. It's one thing that's special about these smaller schools and these venues is it's just more personal. A lot of these kids know each other from across towns too. Here's a high one to the inside. That'll even us at 2-2. Bulldog fan text line open, 512-522-9105. Haven't received any text tonight, I'm surprised. Here's the next pitch. This one over to center. Otto Wineman makes the left-handed grab, or actually 1 for 1 tonight. Singled and was eventually thrown out over at second back in the first. Reached on a walk, a wild pitch, and a balk, but left stranded at third back in the third. He was the one that was left on. Here's the pitch, inside corner strike, 0-1. Next pitch on the way. Belt line to the inside to even us at a ball and a strike. Buckle buster there, almost got him. Now the 1-1. Chop this one foul. Ricochets off the first base line, off the fence. 1-2. One away, top of the fifth. Anderson-Shiro trailing 6-0. Now the next pitch. Fouled this one to keep us at 1-2. Swing and a miss. Oh, baby, the great pitching continues by Levi Brett tonight. And he is stacking K's here for New Waverly. 2 away. It's Jet Bay. Bay here is 0 for 1. Reached on a walk back in the first. Fouled here. Struck out swinging on a payoff for the first out back in the third. Oh, 0-1 to Bay. New Waverly 4 outs away. Here's the next pitch. Good eye there by Bay. No strike called. 1-1. Next one to the outside. Count it 2-1 here on Bay. 2 away, nobody on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. I got a little excited. I thought we were at 2. That's all right. It'll happen here. Levi shook his head yes. He heard us up here. He said, yes, here it goes. Now a swing and a miss. Got him for the third and final out. How about a 3 up, 3 down kind of inning for New Waverly? They are 3 away from the biggest upset here in 23-3A this season. We'll take a break. New Waverly offense back at it, trying to add more to the 6-0 advantage when we come back on SHN. Welcome back, folks. Wisniewski getting the warm-up pitch is about to get rolling here in the bottom of the fifth. New Waverly looking to add to their 6-0 advantage. And a big thank you to all of our sponsors tonight. I want to thank G3 Give God Glory Baseball, Mata's Tactical Supply, Texas Signature Roofing, Karen Hybner of My Community Mortgage, HITTSS Solutions Player Development, and the Oak Ridge Disciple House. We could not bring you this coverage if it wasn't for our generous sponsors. That money goes to help pay for our data usage and babysitter costs. And so thank you to all the sponsors for allowing us to bring you this coverage this season of New Waverly Bulldog Baseball here on SHN. As we'll continue to rock and roll here. And the first pitch is on the way as we go 7, 8, and 9. Colin Namkin just out of his reach. Good eye for the ball. It's 1-0. Again, nobody on. Just underway. 6-0 advantage, New Waverly, bottom of the fifth. Next pitch. Too high into the inside. 2-0 count. Now the next pitch. Another one to the inside, 3-0. Next one. This time called strike, 3-1. Anderson-Shiro has only given up 13 total runs in district play this year. They've given up almost half of that here tonight. And now the shave pitch to the inside and a leadoff walk for Colin Namkin. I mean, this is something that could really tighten up things here down the stretch in these final 3 games. New Waverly can hold on. A statement so far tonight for these Bulldogs, and Ryzen Nunez looking to add to it. Runner on one for the Bulldogs, no outs. Here in the bottom, it gets up under this one. It may drop. It does, and the Bermuda Triangle there at left center. Runners on 1 and 2. How about that for Ryzen Nunez? Nunez's second hit of the night. He'll go 1 for 2, or 2 for 1 basically, sorry. So runners on 1 and 2. Ryzen Nunez, 2 and 1 tonight. His second hit. And no outs. New Waverly 6-0 advantage, bottom of the fifth. It brings up Peyton Rayleigh. Rayleigh 1 for 2. As he singled in the first, left stranded back in that inning. And then grounded one over to third for the first out, back in the third. Here's the pitch. Ooh. Boy, he had to do a little backwards limbo there to move out of the way of that one. Yikes. 1-0 Rayleigh. Here's the pitch from Wisniewski. Swung on. This one over to center. It should be an easy grab, and it is, and no opportunity for runners to advance. So a fly out to center. Good grab out there by Gill. And we are 1 away. That'll send us back to Colin Conover here. Conover, 2 for 2 tonight. Reached on a walk back in the third, a stolen base, a wild pitch, and then he was left stranded. He did single 2 times back in the first as he batted around. He was 1 of 2 that batted around along with Jace Card. He put one of those 6 runs up there on the board tonight. And here's the first pitch to him in this inning as he turns his cheek. 1-0 count to Colin Conover. Right at the ear hole there as he had to turn. 1 away for New Waverly. They've left 6 on tonight, but 6 runs. Next one low. And a good eye to take it to 2 balls and no strikes. Wisniewski keeps an eye on second. Here's the pitch. Had to inchworm his way out of this one, too. It's 3-0. A lot of options now for Conover. Reaching on a walk would be nice, as you'd put 3 on. In that case, a hit would surely score. Here is the 3-0. Bulls back, and it wouldn't matter, as it did ricochet off the backstop, but he'll reach on a walk, and now we've got 3 on. So Conover to first, Namkin forced over to third, and Nunez advancing to second. Bases loaded for the second time tonight for New Waverly. And all of just 1 out. So now here's Jace Card. Card is 1 for 3. Singled in the first, came around and scored the second run, grounded one to second for the third out back in that same inning as he batted around. And then on an 0-2, he struck out looking for the second out back in the third. Jace Card getting ready. And here he is. First pitch inside, 1-0. Next pitch to the inside, a 2-0 count. And tell you what, Anderson-Shiro has not faced anything like this. And if you were judging these Bulldogs on the 2 games versus on Alaska, I'm going to tell you right now, shame on you. Because those 2 games that we saw, and I wouldn't just say it tonight even if we were down in this one, but those 2 games were not an indication of how this team has played and who they've been this year. They got into a little bit of rut. They didn't match up quite well as they would like to have expected against Onalaska. And many thought coming in here tonight that Anderson-Shiro would run away with this one. That has not been the case. A sign of a good team is how they respond to adversity. New Waverly has answered that call tonight. And they have put incredible pressure on this Anderson-Shiro team, now trailing 7-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Bases remain loaded. And it's now Tomahawk Tomczak. He is 0 for 2. Last one is he popped one up over to right for the third out on a 2-1 pitch back in the third. He'd love to get one. Here's the pitch to the outside, 1-0. Here's the next pitch. Swung on. Takes a roll over to short. The runner is out, but it will score one more. And so now runners on the hot corners for New Waverly, leading 8-0. As Nunez will come in to score. Conover to third. Card is out for the second out over at second. And Tomczak reaching on the choice over to first. And here's our good buddy Trevor Twarderski making his way back over to first to run for Max Tomczak. So you get one more here in the inning. 2 more, rather, here in the inning. 8-0 New Waverly. Action Jackson Hathorn. As he singled in the previous, here's the pitch, swung on late. Boy, a hard hit foul. May have got my truck. That's okay. Not an automotive roofer, though. 0-1. It's kind of the adrenaline of parking over there. You wonder if your truck's going to get a hit. Or someone just say you're ignorant. Here's the 0-1. Runner takes off. Tradersky, the stolen base, to second. It's 0-2 to Action Jackson here. With runners on 2 and 3 for New Waverly, 8-0 advantage. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch. Got him looking. For the third and final, as he'll go down on the strike. And that will do it, but how about New Waverly? They find 2 more runs in that inning. Those 2 runs come on 1 hit. No errors, they leave 2 on. We go to the top of the 6th. As I lied to you, there are 6 outs now remaining. There were 9 earlier. My math is terrible. Top of the 6th we are. New Waverly Bulldog baseball continues. Levi Brett continues. We'll see how he works here in the top of the 6th when we come back on SHN. Stay with us. Warriors to lead off, 3, 4, and 5 here for Anderson-Shiro as we get started here in the top of the 6th, and now 6 more outs to go for New Waverly. Here's the first pitch on the way. Just to the outside. It's a 1-0 early count on Moyers. Moyers, by the way, 0 for 1, actually 0 for 2. Struck out looking on a 2-2 for the first out back in the first, then popped one up over to second for the second out back in the third on a 2-0. And yet again, he finds himself in a 2-0 count. Next pitch was outside to the right.
Come on, Levi.
Levi Brett, great pitching so far tonight. Trying to keep this thing rolling here for his New Waverly Bulldogs. He'll take a deep breath. Here's the right-handed pitch. Corner strike. That pitch has been so effective for him tonight. He has struck out 6. This one chopped over to short, Card with the grab and not able to hold on to that one. We'll call it a hit. That would have been a hard grab as it lined over to him. Leadoff single for Moyers. So his first time getting on tonight will bring up Davin Bialis. The right fielder, Davin Bialis, he's 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice, left stranded back at second on the first, and then grounded 1-2 short for the third out on an 0-1 pitch back in the third. 1 on for Anderson-Shiro there, though. There's the trees, and the trees do a pretty good job of ricocheting those. So we'll see if that holds true. Brett set to deliver the 0-1. Here it is. Swung on, fouled into the chain link fence backstop. It's 0-2. Someone down there asking if somebody wants ice cream. I was going to say yes, and didn't hear me. 0-2 count, 1 on. Anderson trailing 8-0, top of the 6th. Here's the next pitch. Swung on. This one goes foul. A little soft hit there off the first base side. Foul line. 0-2 remains for Bialis. Levi Brett trying to get him here on an 0-2 with one on. Here's the pitch. And won't do it yet. Takes us to a 1-2 count. The way he's been pitching, I have a feeling he's going to get him here before too long. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brett set to deliver. This one ricocheting off of Tom Zach on a wild pitch.
2 on him. Let's go. Finish.
Moyers will advance over to second. 2-2 count. All right, Brett's going to get him here. Two, no out. Runner now in scoring position over at second is Aiden Moyers. Singled, and then the wild pitch to second. Right-handed pitch from Brett. Right-handed bat of Bialis. Here's the pitch. Oh. Going to check this one to the field umpire. He says it's clean, it's a ball. And we're now full at 3-2. Come on, Brett. Get him, buddy. Here's the pitch. Chopped over foul, third baseline this time. He'll keep this thing going here on a 3-2. Five have been left on tonight for Anderson-Shiro. 2 hits in this ball game, that second coming just moments ago. Brett, here's the pitch. Curve to the outside and a walk. Now runners at 1-2. Action Jackson will come in, the infield coming in. Coach Compton coming in as well. Boy, there's a good one. One of the best to ever do it right there, Randy Travis. Tell you what, a man who has just fought after having a stroke, and used to listen to Randy growing up all the time, and one of the most emotional things I've seen in the country music world is he can't really speak too well anymore, but he still sang his song Amen a while back, and he just sang that one word. Logan Jackson, here's the first pitch to the left-handed batter. It's a ball, it's low in the dirt, 1-0 count. Runners on 1-2. Anderson trailing New Waverly 8-0 here in the top of the 6th. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, foul. Behind us, 1-1. Digging up. I told Ty moments ago, whatever he's been doing, to keep doing it. We hope that he is. His hand. And all he said was, ow, that hurt, that stings. But he caught it barehanded. Count it 2-2. Come on, Brett, here's the next pitch. Boy, just not getting that call. That pitch has been effective until recently. And now we're back to another full count here at 3-2 for the second consecutive batter. 3-2 payoff coming up. One away from loading the bases on a ball. Brett's going to try to put him out here. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him for the first out. Boy, Levi needed that to keep his confidence going. He got it. 7th strikeout of the night for Levi Brett. And that'll bring up Dakota Wisniewski. Dakota 0 for 1. Popped one up over to right for the first out in the second. Here's the first pitch to him. Corner strike. He's got that pitch back now. Then he reached on a walk, and then a balk left stranded in the 4th over at second. All that happening on a 2-2 pitch. Early count here 0-1. Next delivery. That offering goes across the corner. Another strike. And it's a quick 0-2. Here's the 0-2 offering from the right hand of Levi Brett. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Levi Brett. And Brett coming back alive here in the top of the 6th. All right, friends, welcome back. We apologize. Somebody had thought it would be great to, well, I won't say nothing, but let's just say that our equipment got unplugged downstairs, and there's no way that that could have happened on its own. So we apologize. We are back online. The way it looks right now, it is the bottom of the 6th inning. New Waverly leads 8-0, and just a few moments ago, Otto Wineland reaching to second on an error by the third baseman. It's only the second error that we've seen here in the game. He's going to dive back. He's safe over at second. So we missed a little bit of that in there, but yeah, somebody had pulled our network cable on our Starlink dish downstairs, so we apologize that we missed you. Thank you, ma'am. Hot dogs have made their way up here to the booth tonight, and we appreciate that very much. Pitch here to the inside. Daniel Nixon. Here's the pitch. This one hops around, and advancing is Wineland on a wild pitch over to third. Appreciate Ty Stutler helping get us back online. Two 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. High upstairs, 3-0. Daniel Nixon, some options here for New Waverly. Here's the next pitch. Swung. Oh, hard hit, man. One of the hardest hits that we've seen tonight. It goes foul, though, off of the third baseline. 3-1, Daniel Nixon. Good night. This one hit foul to take us to a full count at 3-2. Nixon ground out over to third for the first out. Colin Namkin, seventh in the order, now up for New Waverly. He is 0 for 2. Reached on a walk, came around and scored back in the previous inning. First pitch to the outside, 1-0. Ball and a strike here to Namkin. Here's the pitch. Just low to the outside, takes us 2-1. Corner on the strike as it painted it, 2-2. Waverly looking maybe just a little bit more here. They could put it away. Here's the pitch. This one swung on over to second, and a pretty routine throw for the second out there. It was Hunter Heaton over to Bustos. Ryson Nunez, who's had a phenomenal night. A couple of grabs out at right field. 2 for 2 tonight for Ryson Nunez. Just all-around athlete, football, basketball, and baseball. Young man does it all. Here's the pitch, swung on, up into the air, and foul ball, not catchable in foul territory. Ryson, an outstanding young man. He never lets anything get in his way. He's just an all-around athlete for these Bulldogs and a great leader on the teams that he plays for. Here's the 0-1. Swung on. This one over to short, and a grab out there. Good job by Hank Harity. Haven't had a chance to talk about him much. For the third and final out. New Waverly 3 outs away from an upset here in 23-3A, and to put the first loss on the board this year for Anderson-Shiro. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment here on SHN. All right, friends, about to wrap it up here for New Waverly. They just got to get 3 more outs. We've still got some baseball to play, and I want to thank our sponsors here real quick tonight. The Oak Ridge Disciple House, G3 Give God Glory Baseball, Mata's Tactical Supply, Texas Signature Roofing, My Community Mortgage, Karen Hybner, and HITTSS Solutions Player Development. Thank you all for your generous support of New Waverly Bulldog Baseball, as New Waverly trying to finish this one up tonight. And they will go to the bottom of the order, 8, 9, and then back to the top to 1. It'll be Leighton Bailey here to try to get something started. Anderson-Shiro trails 8-0. Here's the first pitch. Right across there for a strike. It's 0-1. Next pitch to the outside to even us up at a ball and a strike. Here's the next pitch. Swung on hard over to right. Nunez with the line and the easy grab. We're 1 away, 2 to go. Hey, Ryson Nunez has been busy out there and doing a phenomenal job. 2 outs to go here for New Waverly. At the bottom we are. It's Hunter Heaton. Here's the pitch. We're close to the inside, 1-0. Next pitch on the way. Cross the plate, fastball strike, 1-1. Like what I'm seeing here from Ryan Sanderson coming in to relieve Brett. Brett, what a game. Here's the 1-1. Swung on. This is a base hit over to left center, just out of the reach of Jace Card. One out single. Take us to the top, Kieran Gill.
Brings up Gill with one out. Runner on first.
Gill tonight is 1 for 2, singled, and then was out over at third in the first, forced out for the second out. In the third, he reached on a walk, the wild pitch, the balk, and left stranded. And then in the fifth, struck out swinging on a 1-2 for the second out. First one here, though, he'll foul it off the first base side. The early count here is 0-1 on Kieran Gill. Appreciate again everybody for joining us here tonight on SHN. Quite a few folks listening and watching on the YouTube stream. Here's the next pitch. And this one over to right center, another base hit. And runners on 1 and 2 for Anderson-Shiro. So Gill over to first. Heaton advances to second. And now Jet Bay. He is 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in both the third and the fifth. So New Waverly just trying to wrap this one up here tonight. They will be on the road at Anderson-Shiro on Friday. We'll have that call right back for you here on SHN. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. On deck, Aiden Moyers. Here's the next pitch. To the outside, ball and a strike. Here's the next pitch. Across the plate strike on the fastball. It's now 1-2. Sanderson a little bit ahead here on a 1-2 with runners on 1 and 2. Anderson-Shiro trailing 8-0, top of the seventh, one away. Here's the next pitch. 2-2. Just a little bit. The ump said no. It was a good pitch, though. And now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him for the second out.
Come on, Aiden, let's go.
Second strikeout of the evening for Ryan Sanderson now. And it'll be up to Aiden Moyers. First pitch, corner strike, 0-1.
Do it again.
Here's the next pitch. Swung on, hard hit over to left center. And Anderson-Shiro will come around and score one. So it is an RBI single for Moyers.
Nice solid hit right there into the left center field gap area.
And that will take Anderson-Shiro to 1 run, 8-1. As Heaton comes in and scores on that RBI single. Moyers over to second. Or I beg your pardon, Moyers over to first on the RBI single. And then he there's runners on 1 and 2. I'm sorry, I got messed up here. Over to second is Kieran Gill. Davin Bialis here, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And for the first time this season, Anderson-Shiro loses in district play. And also for the first time this season, they're held to only 1 run. They had not been held to 1 runs or no runs all season. They had not been shut out. They had not even been held to 1 run, and New Waverly does it. How about that for the Bulldogs as they take care of business here tonight in an upset? And I would call it that because many said Anderson-Shiro would come in. They have been a dominant force, only allowing 13 runs in district play. They allow 8 tonight. We'll take a brief break, maybe a longer break. I'll go down and talk to our SHN Sports player of the game, Levi Brett. We'll also have a post-game interview with head coach Aaron Compton, as long as our battery holds up. We'll take a break. More to come here on SHN. Post-game coming up. right, Ty, you got us upstairs. Thumbs up. Well, hey, Rob Hipp down here with our SHN Sports Bulldog player of the game, Levi Brett. Levi, it's kind of fun being on the defensive card, man. I get to talk about you 5 2/3 innings tonight, allowing only 2 hits, 8 strikeouts. You walked 5. Boy, I think what a just a well-rounded game. And, you know, for you, just talk a little bit about your confidence coming in tonight, man. You know, a lot of guys were saying this is a toughest team in district, and, boy, y'all played like a team that's ready to roll here in 23-3A. Tell us about this one, young man.
Yes, sir. It's just important to trust my defense and the guys behind me that I call family. And I just wanted to go in there and throw strikes. You know, that's the key to success. Just go in there and throw strikes, trust the guys behind me. And I'm just confident in my ability to pitch and do so.
When did you know you were going to get that call to be the pitcher in this game tonight?
I think I learned about 2 weeks ago probably. I was very excited because I wanted to challenge. They like Anderson, so yeah.
Well, hey, you know, and you guys, I've been saying it on the broadcast, you know, a very tough series against Onalaska. And I was saying on the broadcast, this isn't the New Waverly Bulldog team that we know. Talk about just that rebound, not allowing that mindset of those 2 games to come in and interfere with this one tonight.
Yes, sir. I think we all decided that that's not our brand of baseball. That's not how we're going to play, and we just needed to come in Anderson and have a different mentality. You know, go in there, strike first, strike hard, and just play our brand of baseball. Yes, sir.
When you think about this game tonight, I've already asked you kind of the prep going into it and all that, but what are some of the takeaways from this game? I know a momentum booster, a confidence booster for sure, but even in the midst of a commanding win, this was an Anderson-Shiro team that had only allowed 13 runs in district play all season, and tonight they give up 8 runs to you guys. What are some things maybe as you look going into Friday that maybe you do have to work on?
Yes, sir. I think we just got to stay focused, you know, keep playing our brand of baseball, keep causing chaos on the base path like we do, you know. Yes, sir. And I just think that this is going to take a hit on their mentality as a team. I think they were just coming in here to thinking, oh, yeah, we're just going to blow them out. And then obviously we showed them, like, that's not going to happen. So, yes, sir, I think that's a take.
Finally, I just want to ask you this. You know, the dugout plays such a big role to your team, and tonight it seems like the guys were all back into shouting, yelling, and being hyped up. How much does that help you out there on the mound when you hear your guys out of your right ear cheering you on, having fun?
Oh, that's awesome. I love it so much. Yeah, I love the guys. I love our dugout. You know, we're always hyped up, you know, ready to just, like, make everybody mad and just, I don't know. Like, we try to keep it on ourselves.
How important, I said I was going to ask you, I got 2 more. How important was it for, you know, Ryan Sanderson to come in? He did a great job closing this one out for you guys. Talk about him a little bit.
It was very important. You know, he had a kind of a rough start to district, but I think he's starting to come along, starting to gain confidence. And I think if he just keeps doing what he's doing, he'll be just fine.
Awesome. Well, finally, cameras up there, upstairs, through the fence. Who do you want to send a shout-out to tonight here from New Waverly?
Send a shout-out? Somebody from New Waverly?
Anybody that's on your mind that you want to say hello to tonight?
Oh, hello. Say hello to my mom and dad, Compton. I'm sure you see this. Yes, sir, Coach Compton.
Sucking up to the coach. Good job, young man. All right, well, there he is. Congratulations, our SHN Sports Bulldog player of the game tonight, victorious. And I appreciate you, young man. We'll try to get Coach Compton over here as well. I think he's over there in the so we'll get Coach. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Again, Levi Brett doing a great job here tonight for New Waverly, and Coach Aaron Compton, the winning coach, making his way over here in just a few moments. You know, he's got business to take care of, making sure that these guys are getting everything cleaned up, and, you know, I think that's important. He does such a great job with these young men, and, you know, you just heard it there from Levi Brett. So, hey, Coach, congratulations. Big win tonight. First and foremost, your pitcher over there, I said, who do you want to send a shout-out to tonight? And he said, well, you know, my family. And then he said, Coach Compton. I said, way to go, young man, you know, sucking up to the coach. How important is that?
It's big. If he wanted to start in his next start, that's exactly what he needed to say.
Well, we came into this one, Coach. You know, a lot of people were saying what a tough series against Onalaska, but I like how you guys just, you know what, you zip that one up, you close it out, and then it's time to focus on this one. This was a Anderson-Shiro team. That's Tversky. You know, he's the heart of this team. We always call him that up there in the booth. But this was an Anderson-Shiro team that had only allowed 13 runs coming in. They had never been shut out. They had never even just had one run that they had. And tonight, you guys held them to 1 run. How important was this just for confidence coming into this game after that tough Onalaska series?
Yeah, I thought it was big. You know, we talk a lot about how do you respond. It's a game of baseball. Like, bad things are going to happen. They happen all the time through any level. So we took a lot of time talking about that. We talked about it from Tuesday in Onalaska to Friday. So especially you know, coming back and with it being Anderson, you know, those guys, we've got a lot of respect for them. But it feels really good to beat them. I can't even focus.
These guys are having fun with you tonight, Coach. Well, hey, and now you put a bow tie on this one. The series isn't over. Still a couple of games remaining in district play. How important is it on Friday to get another win and carry that momentum into that game against a tough Anderson-Shiro team?
Yeah, it's huge. And, you know, with the things being big school, small school in the playoffs, you know, we slipped up against Onalaska, but if we can go take care of business against Anderson, you know, we're still fighting. Things can still happen where we can get a district championship, which is our #1 goal. But then, you know, we're also going to be the #1 seed in the small schools because it's between us and Anderson. So that's big, and that's on our minds. And, you know, I feel like they responded. They did a great, you know, we had a great practice yesterday and just came out here and took care of business. That always feels good.
What are some of the things that maybe you go over with the guys to, you know, these are young men, 16, 17 years old, and it's hard for young people to kind of let emotion go beside them, but they're able to do that. We saw that here tonight. They said, forget about the last two. I know we've already talked about that, but maybe what are some of the things that you tell the guys just to kind of be able to move on against especially big games like today?
Yeah, it's just something we talk about all the time, and it's not just baseball. You know, these kids are learning stuff that's going to make them great husbands and great fathers and great workers and be successful in anything they decide to do in life. So when they're learning it, you know, at this age, and like you said, it doesn't always work. You know, to go from Tuesday to Friday last week, it didn't look good. But I think it's just a conversation that we always have. I think we're honest with them as a coaching staff, and we've got some great leaders, even though the two seniors are phenomenal. And we've had some younger kids that have really, really stepped up, and they've just bought in. They've bought into what we've sold them. And, you know, it's not always perfect. Buying in doesn't mean that we're going to play well against Onalaska, but stay the course. You know, we talked to them a lot about playing a full 7 innings, and it's the same thing as playing a full schedule. Like, yeah, it didn't go well against Anderson, but we've been here, we've talked about it, we've done it, respond against Anderson, and credit to them. They did a phenomenal job.
Well, finally, Coach, you're wearing the hat tonight, the big hat. How much fun do you get to have with these guys? You know, it's cool just to see the coach up here and the guys kind of having fun with you, but what's it been like for you just being able to not just coach these guys, but, you know, just be a mentor to them? I know that's important to you, man.
I love it. I love every minute of it. It gets stressful a lot of times being a coach, but this group and this town in general, I've had great, you know, we've faced a lot of adversity. I've been here for 3 years, and every year we faced adversity, and this year's no different. But just being around them every day, even though there's sometimes they frustrate me, but at the end of the day, you know, they're always fun. They care about each other. They care about me, and so that's just been. They care about my girls, my kids. You know, they're great with them, and that's a big part of it. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Everything is fun, you know.
Well, that's good. Well, man, I'm going to end with this. You know, I've been privileged to do this for quite some time. Baseball's still the toughest sport for me to call, so if you go back and listen, you're going to be like, Rob, I don't know if that was right, but that's all right. But I want to tell you something. Over the years, man, I've worked with a lot of coaches, and you're one of the best, man. I see what you do with these kids. And the best doesn't always show up in wins and losses. The best shows up in attitudes and the heart. And I'm going to tell you, man, you've got a good heart. You're a great friend, not just to me, but to this program and these kids. So thank you for what you do, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, there he is, head coach Aaron Compton. We'll see you on Friday, man, with the big hat on, right? Well, hey, friends, that will wrap it up again. Great job tonight by the New Waverly Bulldogs, and even a great job, you know, in that tough series versus Onalaska. They didn't let it get to them. They came through tonight. They played in a huge game here against the district leader, undefeated. They now put 1 loss on the board for Anderson-Shiro in district play, and they're going to try to do it again on a road in a very tough, hostile environment there with the Fighting Owls. And so we'll see how they respond and continue to play on Friday. We'll have that call right back here for you on SHN. Friends, for Ty Stutler up in the booth, Coach Larry up there as well, our PA announcer. He always helps us out. Coach Aaron Compton, and all the staff here. We appreciate everyone, Chris Drain, Darryl Held, the superintendent, and everyone who allows us the privilege to do this. Dean Schaub, the athletic director, they mean so much to us here at SHN. This is a privilege to do this, and we want to keep promoting and celebrating the good in these kids here at New Waverly. As I end every broadcast, reminding you tonight that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other, so please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there tonight needs you. One final time, New Waverly victorious as they move on here and continue getting back on that winning track, 8-1 over Anderson-Shiro. They improve now to 6-2 in district play with just a couple of games remaining. Good night, everyone. God bless from New Waverly, Texas. We'll see you back at it on Friday. So long.